Yokoso peeps, it's Oz and welcome to another episode of 25 Days, 25 Tags and Challenges.
Hey man, do you like the internet? I do. Hey man, do you like challenges and tags? Yes I do. Come with me, I'm Ozzy, and enjoy the show.
So today I decided to make my own tag. I decided to do the Gaijin tag. I made up a list of questions that talk about life in Japan for a Gaijin. But today, rather than to answer them alone, I decided to ask my friend Dave to come along, join me, and we could do the tag together. Today I have
Dave Trippin.
Alright, check out his channel. Awesome videos about everything in Japan, working, teaching, living in Japan.
All things.
All things J.
Coming up on about 3.5 years ago now.
3.5 years,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Good period of time.
Okay, I came here about 5 years ago, but this is my second time here.
I'm from Canada,
Yay.
West Coast of Canada. Yeah, we got
East
the
Coast,
East Coast, West Coast. I come from an island. I'm from Vancouver Island.
Oh, you're from Vancouver Island, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
it was a
I've never
natural move from the
been.
island to this
Vancouver
island.
Island to Japanese island.
Yes.
Okay, I'm from Toronto, East Coast, word.
It was kind of mystical for me. I was about like 9 years old and I knew very little of the world, just a young man. And my very good friend came over here with his family. So that's how I initially became interested. I was like, what is this place that's taking away my friend from me? And it kind of planted the seed of interest.
You moved there?
Yeah.
Oh, not just like a vacation?
No, his
okay,
family.
okay.
He was in a Japanese elementary school.
First intro to Japan was I met this really hot girl in a rave in Toronto.
Do tell.
She was half Swedish, half Japanese.
Goddamn.
And then I actually looked into Japan after that, and I was like, wow, Japan is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even eaten sushi at that time.
I have a fairly close-knit social group, around something like 4 or 5, mostly as a result of I was really social back in Canada, and then when I came here I wanted to change that aspect of my life. I wanted to be more creative, focus on like passion projects, so I purposely sort of kept the social circle small. Yeah.
For me, when I first got to Japan, I had a big group of Gaijin friends. I would say about 10 friends, but everyone kind of just leaves. It's the turnover in Japan is really high.
Yeah, that's true.
So as the longer I got here, the less friends I had.
Best thing about being a Gaijin, that's an easy one, is a sort of like mini celebrity I think that you get when you come here. And it's kind of, I do like more interesting than that, I think, is the sort of irony of it, because in a land that so appreciates conformity, I enjoy here that I stand out more, which is kind of like, oh, weird, mind blown. But yeah, I like the mini celebrity, and it kind of makes it that much easier to socially engage with people because you have this natural talking point where you're like, oh, you're from this crazy mystical place across the ocean.
I like that I don't have responsibility.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I mean, I still have to do stuff. I can't like kill people, or I can't like, just
not as much as we'd like.
Yeah. So I don't mean that I can just do whatever I want and take advantage of the system because I'm not Japanese. But I mean, it's like a learning curve. I feel people are more polite and more friendly and more patient with me because I'm not Japanese and I don't already know the rules.
Probably that sort of like bittersweet feeling that I've left behind so many of my good friends. I suppose that's not specifically Gaijin, but that I live in a foreign country, and I did so. A lot of people do this when they're around like 19 years old, fresh out of university, and I came much later.
Right.
So I had like very established social groups that I left behind. So, but I go with that kind of mentality that if I am sort of bittersweet, that means I have something worth missing, and that I've not yet mastered the language. It's this like glorious mountain that I'm trying to climb, but definitely as a result of that you feel alienated.
Right. For me, the worst thing about being Gaijin is I feel like I'm out of the loop.
Oh, sure.
Like a lot of the inside jokes or a lot of the pop culture references, little small things, details, like when I'm talking to people, they say something and they laugh about it. I'm like, well, what's that? Just, oh, that's like a whole Japanese thing we all know. Yeah. And I was like, sometimes like, oh, I don't know that.
I find that in school, there'll be like a moment everybody's talking, then everybody goes, and I'm like,
yeah, what's going on?
I can't even contribute. Tokidoki.
Tokidoki, sometimes.
Yeah, because I feel like that it carries, when you speak the language, it's sort of like the feeling that a word conveys can be in the sound.
Shoganai.
Oh, is it? Fuck it.
Shoganai means whatever. Whatever, that's life.
Yes. Shoganai.
Yeah, shoganai.
And you can feel it again.
And you can feel like, shoganai. Like,
it was sort of love and hate. I had an old roommate who he loved shogi.
What's shogi?
Shogi is basically the Japanese version of chess. It's incredibly involved, incredibly strategic, like chess is, but the pieces are so powerful that it's a game that you can come from behind at any time, and so I enjoyed that. But I think we played like 40 games and I won 2, so it was sort of like by the end of it I was like throwing the board across the room.
Karaoke.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I love singing, and I love going with people, Japanese people, because they always sing all these fun, interesting songs that I've never heard of. I went with a group of people, Japanese people, and everyone aged from like 15 to like 45. They all knew the dance perfectly, and they're all doing the dance in sync together, and I was like, wow. I don't think that would happen in Canada.
Not so much,
Right.
yeah. I think at my highest aspiration, I was thinking that is the world, you know, it's becoming more global, obviously. If I can master the language,
Yeah.
to have some kind of role in sort of what it would be international relations, that I would work almost as a Japanese diplomat.
Okay.
Not, I don't know, as that specifically. And I think that that really will matter in the coming years as we become more interconnected.
Yeah,
So if I
yeah.
could, a kind of ambassador to the world
Okay.
as an interpreter, that's my highest aspiration.
Have you seen those like really weird Japanese smoking signs? They're like they're green and white, and they have like
think
really
so.
random ideas. Like for example,
Yes.
you wouldn't want someone to fart in your face. So how does it feel to have someone smoke in your face?
Naturally.
So don't walk and fart, and don't walk and smoke. Right? So something like that. Like something that's useful, educational, but still fun.
The girl who was like the badass schoolgirl killer from Kill Bill.
I would go for, once again, I don't know the name. She's the girl. She's actually Eon posters now.
Oh, okay.
Eon Eikaiwa posters now.
You just stare up at those
Yeah,
dreamily.
yeah. Whenever I'm looking on the train, I always see her face. She's actually in every poster and every commercial now.
Without knowing the
Yeah.
names, like
Yeah.
some of the pop music, like there's one of them that I'm scared for maybe the wrong reasons. It's called Sexy Zone.
Oh, I know, sexy.
Sexy Zone scares me. I don't know what it is, but
Because they're so young?
it's some existential crisis when I see Sexy Zone 3 album
Okay.
coming out. I'm like, that's not right.
I don't know her name, but she dresses in a high school uniform. And she has
Go
like
on.
a unibrow.
Oh, she's a comedian.
Yeah, she's a comedian.
Okay. Yes, I speak Japanese, but I would say humbly so.
Okay.
It's at a point where now I think that my speaking exceeds my listening.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Usually
that's
the
kind of a
opposite, right?
problem.
Right. Oh, a
Where,
problem.
well, because I'm like, I can tell you everything I want to say, and then as soon as you start speaking, I'm lost. So it's a weird sort of situation I found myself in.
I'm the opposite of you. I think my Japanese is also not fluent, but I can get by.
Yeah,
But listening, I know what people are saying,
that's amazing.
but I don't know how to tell them what I think
What's
about
in
that.
here?
Yeah, I have trouble expressing myself.
This is kind of hitting on a cliche here, but I always thought that Canada was polite to a fault,
Okay.
but then I moved to Japan.
Okay.
And there is where it crosses over this line where being polite is being considerate of others, but it sort of translates in Japan to being a mind reader, where
Yes.
that is something
Yeah.
that I truly, well, in that way I guess I feel Western, in that unless you give me some indication of how you feel,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking. And now being outside of my culture and returning to it because I'm not within it all the time,
Yeah.
I see how individualistic people are in the
Yeah,
West. Where I was like,
right.
I never noticed that before, but like
Right.
now when I go back, everything seems so exaggerated.
I
Like,
feel-
hey, you
Yeah.
get the new big, and you're
Yeah.
like, are we this fucking loud?
I feel like everyone is more selfish now when I go back.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never thought.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now I definitely see that sort of over the top
Right.
Western
It's all about me.
hyper ego that does exist. You know,
Yeah.
tipping.
No tipping. I'm cheap bastard, so no tipping is the best place to be.
Yes.
So that's definitely a different thing. Okay.
I was thinking of somewhere where I'd be able to work on a mountain because I wanted to do some I wanted to do full season snowboarding because that's always been a dream. So
So like
I don't know wherever
Switzerland or
that
something.
Switzerland or
Yeah.
like somewhere that has like some amazing mountain.
I would go to Spain,
Oh,
and I would like to work on a vineyard.
la-di-da.
Yeah, I would just like to like step on grapes all day.
Yeah.
And I heard that they have like really long lunches and stuff.
Hell
so
yeah.
and they sleep a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to go
You've
like a
chosen
relaxing
wisely.
life.
Yakitori, surprisingly natto.
Okay.
And the next one would be, let's see, something that's a little more unique that I enjoy here. Something like the sukiyaki.
Ah,
like I
okay,
like
okay.
their sort of hot pot stuff
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Things that I don't enjoy would probably be 3 varieties of fish.
Okay.
Like there's
Okay.
these little anchovy style things.
Right,
They
right.
find their way into every salad I eat at school.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the little white small
I hate them. They're so
Okay.
salty and it's like too much for me.
foods I love would be sushi, sashimi, So I do like raw fish.
Yes.
And sukiyaki as well. I really
great.
like sukiyaki. Any kind of nabe as well.
Yeah.
Is good. 3 things I don't like is definitely natto.
Okay.
I don't like the texture.
That's the biggest thing. Is the mental block for me.
So
is the
that
texture.
and tororo, which is also like the crushed up potato, which is also
Okay,
like
slimy.
And the 3rd thing would probably be I don't like yakitori so much.
Oh, you mentioned that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got food poisoning off it twice.
Damn. When you do something like this, inevitably you gain some amount of courage to do things that you would not feel so comfortable doing. Because every single day, especially when you first arrive, is a new social hurdle to overcome.
Yes.
And you're constantly throwing yourself into these kinds of situations.
Right.
And that would be where, like I say, before I was never shy, but now I'm like devil may care. Like I don't give a. Yeah. What about you?
For me, it would be independence. Like in Canada, you have your friends, your family always supporting you. But here, when I got to Japan, I really first realized that I'm actually alone. So it was my first time feeling, wow, I'm independent, I gotta do everything myself. Which helped me a lot in terms of doing my own research, doing my own preparing stuff for myself. Not just living things, but like the way thinking. I think a lot more independently now. All right, and we're done, yay!
Right on.
So there you go, that was the Gaijin Tag. Hopefully it helps people who are not living in Japan, who are thinking about coming to Japan, decide whether or not Japan is for them. I'd like to thank Dave from Dave Trippin. Don't forget to check out his channel. We're gonna be doing another collab together soon. And yeah, definitely subscribe to him as well. He's a really good YouTuber, makes a lot of interesting different kinds of videos about life in Japan and working and teaching English. Very informative channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up if you like this video and share. If you have any ideas for challenges and tags, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos, because my videos are awesome. OzzyAwesome, take care and see you tomorrow.